Greetings, I am a slightly ill Rob Chapman and welcome to Awesome Guitar Hacks with Rob Chappers. This video actually serves a dual purpose because what I wanted to do for a long time was give away some of the junk hanging around my flat in preparation for some of the new guitars and a few more bits I've got coming soon to my abode. So I've got on my floor next to my feet here a pile of things I'm going to be giving away at the end of this video, and you don't have to do anything, just drop me an email, PM me through YouTube and say, Chappers, I want the thing, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So jump to the end of the video because I know you're going to see what I've got going on, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to win something really quite amazing, a bit like Luke Skywalker. Notice the Chandler Bing inflection. So, on to the amazing Rob Chappers guitar hacks. Now, these are various things I've thought of over the many years that I've been playing guitar for, and I always thought these would be really cool to teach somebody in a DVD at some point, and I suppose I may elaborate upon them a bit more in a DVD, but for now, these are free to you via my YouTube channel. Just do me the favour and subscribe, like, and share this video, please. I'd really very much appreciate that. The first tip is called breath dynamics. What this does is gives you access to a really natural vocabulary of dynamics within blues and rock playing. You can apply this to any kind of music really, but it's really how I got my blues phrasing, and it's the kind of thing I've been teaching for years and years and years to my private students. And it's something that I was taught by a guy called Steve Lee, my first ever manager, a really cool guy who now lives in London. And breath dynamics is very, very simple. The concept of lead guitar and that kind of woman tone, that vocal output that we're supposed to create, is that the lead guitar should sound, or we're emulating, a singer. And in my opinion, preferably a female soul singer, because I think they have the best kind of guitar type licks and phrases. So the way I apply this or teach this to a beginner is this. When you're playing guitar, be aware of exhaling your breath normally. And when you stop to inhale, stop playing guitar. It's as simple as that. Because singers normally don't sing on the inhale, and they're limited to the breath out. This does two things. First thing, it gives you the natural singer kind of flow, but the other thing is it gives you time to think about what you're about to play rather than just playing all the time. So here's an example of some breath dynamic playing. So where I'm pausing or holding a note, or I'm stopping, I'm just breathing in naturally. It's as simple as that. Go and check it out. Next up is the very exciting elastic band or hairband legato workout. Now, here's a disclaimer. Start off gently. If you have a sore hand, don't do this. If you encounter any pain, immediately stop. Never do anything that hurts you is my rule of thumb. All you're going to do, if you're trying to get really cool legato, and by the way, if you're a complete beginner and you're not sure what legato is, it's like this. It's a smooth, long passage or phrase where you're hammering and pulling rather than picking everything. So rather than going as all picked, you could play like this. So I'm using hammers and pulls, and to develop a stretch and some of the downward motion, I learnt early on from Dweezil Zappa, bless Dweezil, that you can take an elastic band or a hair tie and put it around the lower knuckle of the first finger and the little finger, and it gives you just a little bit of pressure on the outside of your hand, and you can then try and play guitar like this. And slowly though, I'm playing fast because I enjoy the feeling of playing fast, but start off without. When you can do the exercise, add the band to make it more difficult, and then when you take it off, suddenly it's really quick and easy and fast because the muscles have been trained to work in a harder environment. A bit like wearing wrist weights and then doing your daily business with weights on and then taking them off and finding you have light arms. It's good fun. But again, don't hurt yourselves and enjoy practicing slowly. If you are a beginner and you're daunted by things like scales and chords, and you really just want to play a little bit of something to show someone that you can play anything at all, or even just give yourself a bit of a confidence boost, here are two really cool tricks you can employ to make yourself feel a little bit better about the guitar. Number one, tune to an open chord. All that means is this: you could take an E major chord, I'm pretty much not in tune, and then every note you're pressing down, tune that note so the open string sounds exactly the same. So for example, my first finger is on the first fret G string. It sounds like that. I'll make the open string sound the same. Or you could use a tuner and tune it to G sharp. And then the other two strings, I'm going to do exactly the same thing with my E major chord. So my D string sounds like this. So. That's now an E. And then my A string sounded like this. So now I have an open chord. All the strings played together will give the sound of an E major chord. And if you enjoy beer, I know most of you do, here's a beer I'm half through drinking. You could use this beer as a makeshift slide at a barbecue and probably get more meat or more women or both if you're really lucky. I'm back to the standard tuning on my guitar. Here's one other tuning you can do. It's really, really simple. If you're a complete beginner, you might not know about this, but otherwise it's just called drop D tuning. We take this big, thick E string and we tune it down one whole tone or two semitones to a D note, and you can even match it with a string below. So here's a D string, this is an E. Tune this one down till it sounds like a lower version of that D string. And now, wherever I put my first finger or any finger in a bar, the top three strings are a chord, and loads of songs are played like that, including many of mine. When you come to string your guitars, you often will employ things, or one often employs various knots to try and keep the string in place in the tuning peg. And it's time consuming and a real waste of time. It doesn't need to happen at all. All you need are two good winds, provided you have a gauge above 8. Two good winds around the peg, and rather than a fancy knot or wrapping it in a certain way, all you've got to do is put the string, here's a string, through the hole, and then when it's through the hole, just bend a right angle and then make it really bent as you can make it. And it's like a fish hook, see that? And so it won't come back through the peg. And that, if you then wind it the other way around the peg, stays in absolutely perfectly. I've done this my entire career, never had a slippage. I've broken one string in 1,300 videos, and that's it. And I've never broken a string live. I wonder if you could find the video where I break that string. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But anyway, actually it's called Rob Chapman Breaks a String on YouTube, I think. But yeah, that's all you got to do. No knots, just bend the string at as sharp an angle as you can once it's through the hole, and then wrap it around the other way, and your strings will not slip. Obviously make sure that you stretch them and stretch them and stretch them, and then tune them and stretch them again, and then tune them. Okay, here's my last guitar hack. Now I use gravity picks. I think they're really cool. It's a recent thing for me, but I'm very much enjoying them, especially these random shapes and sizes that Chris sends me. I tell him exactly what I'm after and I get hundreds of random shapes and sizes. which is fun. But if you use the old celluloid picks, which are great as well, like these, for example, and you notice that after a couple of hours of playing, they have gone, let's say, blunt or a strange shape, here is a trick that Sam Colson, the awesome Sammy Colson from YouTube and from Asia, taught me. So here's my current plectrum, not a dull one because I haven't got any dull ones, I throw them away, but if it was dull, this is what I would do. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, turn it over, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a couple more. And you see, the tip is mega uber sharp. I wonder how sharp we can get that. Not bad at all, huh? Okay, on to things I no longer need and I'm willing to give away for free because I believe in karma. Here's thing number 1. Luke Skywalker from the Holy Trinity of Star Wars films, the only Star Wars films to ever exist bar none. Some Diodario NYXL strings, the only strings I've been really excited about in the past 10 years. These are absolutely incredible. They have more magnetic core, therefore more output. They feel like really old strings you've played in but don't want to change, but have to because they're dull, except they're bright. Han Solo from the Holy Trinity of Star Wars films, the only Star Wars films to ever be Star Wars films bar none. My 15-year-old Boss GE equalizer pedal. The second ever Wilkinson trem I used on a Chapman guitar during development of the ML1 line, complete with springs and screws and everything. A leather pouch of Gravity brand, containing many, many various colours of Gravity plectrum. Various colours of inflatable guitar. These would be 1 per person, and I'll sign each of them. I've got a blue one, a green one, and a blue one. So if you'd like any of that Chappers swag, drop me a PM through YouTube, and I'll go back and you can have it for free. Just obviously make sure you give me an address. I'm not going to send you anything else, I want nothing from you, I'm just going to send you something for free. Lastly, and by no means leastly, I often receive mail to Andertons, because for some reason or other I just wasn't really comfortable giving my home address out, so people can send me letters to Andertons if they want, and this lovely guy called Rory Clark from Nebworth sent me a letter. Thank you, Rory, I appreciate that. It's like a blank page because of the white balance. There are letters and words. And he sent me a cool picture of him, and he seems like a very nice guy, but he didn't include a return address, so I couldn't write back. But just to say, Rory of Nebworth, thank you for your letter, I really appreciate it, and you seem like a nice guy. You take it easy. And that goes for the rest of you guys. Take it easy. Hope you enjoyed my guitar hacks. I've been Rob Chappers. See you later.